All right, we're back here at Metra, the installer's choice, with Tom Cominal. Tom, this is an interesting product that I've never seen before. Tell me about it. It looks like a steering wheel replacement with stereo controls. What is it all about?
Well, not quite. It's not quite a steering wheel replacement, but the benefit is that a lot of customers are buying aftermarket radios and they want to retain their factory steering wheel controls. And in the past, installers have had to go through and do some crazy things to get the steering wheel controls to work, such as programming, finding wires underneath the steering column, etc. The benefit to our piece is really more to the installer. And it has some features for the customer that are pretty neat too. Makes it pretty simple to keep. The main benefit is that it auto-programs. So there's no more having to go through and do a programming mode. So when they plug in our steering wheel control piece with an aftermarket radio, they'll actually be able to pretty much just plug it in, and the most that the installer will have to do is tap the volume up button. That's it.
That's neat. Now, how does that work? How does it?
Well, there's two different ways that our ASWC functions. First is that a lot of vehicles, as you're seeing in the market, turn the radio on with data, okay? And the easy, simple way is that the ASWC, they plug in the harness, or if they're using one of our interfaces, they can plug in the harness, or if they're tapping into the factory harness, they just go behind it, solder it in or whatever, and they'll grab a wire, and usually it's the data wire. Well, what it'll do is it'll pick up that data, recognize the vehicle, and says, hey, this is a 2012 Chevy Camaro. And then it picks up the radio and identifies the radio and it says, hey, this is a Pioneer head unit. And it knows, it puts two and two together and then automatically programs the steering wheel controls.
I see. What happens, you know, say the battery goes dead, or I have to replace the battery and I lose all power in the vehicle. Do I have to go through a big rigmarole taking it back to the shop or anything like that?
Benefits our piece is that it's what they call non-volatile, which means if it loses power, it's not going to lose any of that programming. That's a huge benefit for the customer, because we don't want to have the customer going back and forth to the shop having to have that reprogrammed every time the battery goes dead. That'd be a real pain. So we built it in so that once it's programmed, it's programmed. If the installer chooses to reset the programming, they can do so, but it's very simple. Other big benefit to this is, like I said, no more kink necks for the installer having to go underneath that steering column and find a wire underneath there like it's been in the past, and that's a big benefit. I've installed before and I know how it feels to get up under there. Being a big guy, 6'3", it's kind of hard to get my head up underneath that dashboard, so we understand.
I used to be able to do that back in my 20s. But anyway, another question is it updatable though?
The big benefit is customer comes into the store and says, hey, I have a 2013 Dodge Ram, and the interface was bought 6 months ago. May work, may not work. Some of the programming may have changed, some stuff may have changed in the protocol from the manufacturer, from Dodge. Our piece, USB cable plugs into it, they have our software, updates immediately, no obsolete parts.
That's great, gotta love USB. Awesome.
It's fantastic. In fact, all of our interfaces and access are fully updatable via USB. In fact, in the year to come, all of them are going to change to what they call a micro B connector, which is used on most Android phones. They could pick up that plug at a 7-Eleven if they wanted to.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Tom. It's been a pleasure talking to you. I learned a lot, and thank you for joining us. We'll see you soon.